It's 2026, and we're all counting down the months until GTA 6 finally releases. There's hype for 007 First Light, something's bubbling up for Fable, and Forza Horizon 6 is going to look incredible. But if you only focus on the Titans, you're going to miss some of the most creative, intense, and downright fun games dropping this year. I put together a list of my most anticipated games you might have forgotten about, titles that are flying dangerously under the radar in 2026. Let's get into it. Starting off, for my fellow Like a Dragon fans who thought RGG Studio was taking a break, think again. On February 12th, we're getting the Yakuza 3 Kiwami and Dark Ties bundle. This isn't a simple texture update. It's a full remake of Kiryu's Orphanage Saga in Okinawa, bundled with a brand new Dark Ties expansion that focuses on Mine's story. I'm excited to jump into this one. I first got into the Yakuza series playing Kiwami and Kiwami 2 back in the day. I played them back to back, and then I jumped into Yakuza 0. If you missed Yakuza 3 back in the day because the combat felt clunky, it was a bit older, this is your excuse to finally experience one of the best stories in the series. They've completely overhauled the combat, and from what I've seen, it looks fantastic. Definitely picking this up day one. Now for something completely different. Hitting the Switch 2 on March 5th is Pokémon Pokopia, essentially a Pokemon and Animal Crossing mashup from what I've seen. This is a town building sim where you play as a Ditto in a human form. It's sort of creepy looking, but I'll give it a fair shot. You use Pokemon moves to gather resources and attract other Pokemon to live in your town. Looks cozy and charming, and it's the perfect palate cleanser for all the intense action games coming out this year. I'm interested to see its take on the Animal Crossing format and how evolution works in this one. Game Freak's direct response to Pout World, without a doubt, and let's see how it fares. Bungie has been a bit quiet besides, the Destiny 2 expansions they've been making, but their revival of Marathon is slated for March 5th. I haven't played the original Marathon, so excited to go in completely fresh. And I know extraction shooter is a crowded genre right now, especially with the success of Arc Raiders recently. But this is Bungie gunplay we're talking about, so given how Halo and Destiny feel, I'm really looking forward to playing this one. It's got cross-play, cross-save, and a distinct visual style that separates it from some of the other games in the genre. If you want more high-stakes PvP, VE, keep an eye out for this one. Being perhaps the most visually distinct game of the year, Mouse PI for Hire, dropping March 19th. If you loved Cuphead's art style, but wished it was a gritty first-person shooter, this is it. It's got a Steamboat Willie meets Doom vibe to me. You play as Jack Pepper in a 1930s noir city. It's all black and white, the rubber hose animation, that classic cartoon style. But you're solving detective cases and shooting cartoon gangsters, which is a cool concept and looks really awesome to me. It's not only shooting, you're actually solving cases, using clue boards, and engaging in this chaotic cartoon violence that looks like nothing else on the market. It's coming in everything from PS5 to Switch 2, so I would not sleep on this one. Remember Crimson Desert? It's been teased for years, but on March 19th, it finally arrives. Visually, it looks incredible. You play as Cliff, leading the Greymanes through this massive open world. The selling point here is the combat. It looks heavy, detailed, involves climbing on monsters and exploring these massive biomes, these really cinematic melee fights. I haven't looked at too much footage of this because I want to go in pretty fresh. And it seems like it's basically the open world fantasy RPG for people who want their combat to feel, visceral and brutal. And this is a must for me this year, personally. Can't wait. Another highly anticipated one for me, Phantom Blade Zero, arrives September 9th. And it looks incredible. You play as Soul, an assassin with 66 days to live. The combat looks pretty fast. I'm thinking Sekiro, but with more aggression and more cinematic. And it features interconnected regions and boss duels that look like scenes out of, a martial arts film or something. The atmosphere is dark, moody. If you want a challenge and you're into fast-paced combat, put this on your wish list. This one was just announced at the Game Awards. Control Resonant is coming. It's starring the character Dylan Faden, who is the brother of the first game's protagonist, Jesse. If you haven't played the original Control, I highly recommend it. But this sequel takes us to a paranormally warped Manhattan from the looks of it. And it looks like a completely different twist from the first game. In the first one, you're maneuvering around this government building. This one looks more open world and more melee focused. so pretty different from the first one. I'm excited for this because the lore in this universe is deep and interesting, and exploring a reality bended New York sounds incredible. For me, also an instant day one pickup. Capcom is finally bringing Onimusha back in 2026. This one is The Way of the Sword. Running on the RE engine, this one is set in Kyoto. You play as Musashi fighting against what are called Genma demons. The devs have also emphasized that this is not a Souls-like, it's focused on pure cinematic blade-on-blade action. And I love the From Software games, but I'm getting kind of tired of the Souls-like genre. That was relieving to hear for me. I also haven't played the original Onimusha, so we'll be going in fresh for this one as well. Here's a real sleeper for me. The Blood of Dawnwalker. This is a dark fantasy RPG in a gothic setting, where you're human by day and a vampire by night. It's set in 14th century Europe and runs on a 30-day in-game timer apparently. It's a narrative sandbox, meaning your choices and how you manage that time limit actually matter. If you miss old school RPG experimentation, games that let you fail based on your choices, games with consequences, definitely check this one out. That's what's got its hooks in me so far. It's ambitious, and I'm really curious to see if they pull it off. Hopefully it does release this year, so fingers crossed. And finally, for the RTS and strategy fans like me, Game of Thrones War for Westeros. It's an asymmetric RTS. You can command the Starks, the Lannisters, Targaryens, or even the Night King. It's got dragons, giants, and a cool alliance system that looks pretty promising. I hope you can make some alliance decisions that alter the original storyline, so we'll see how that plays out, but that would add a lot of replay value for me personally. If you've been waiting for a proper strategy game in this universe, 2026 is definitely the year. I've been diving into the RTS genre lately and love the Game of Thrones series, minus the last season of course. We all thought that was kind of a blunder, but love the books, so this is right up my alley. But 2026 is absolutely stacked with variety if you know where to look. Which of these picks are you most excited for? Or is there another game I missed that you think deserves more attention? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this list, like and subscribe, as I'm going to be making more content like this, especially for these new releases, and as I make my way through my extensive backlog. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.